6 points clear at the top of the league. Players back from injury. City have an injury crisis. Chelsea and Man United have sacked their managers. Liverpool are still rubbish. Spurs are still rubbish. City look like they're just dropping off a little bit. But any Arsenal fan that's getting overexcited, I will implore you to stay calm. It's January. We're 6 points clear. We've been here before. Things can go wrong. We know that. Look at the start of the season. Liverpool were the favourites. They're now, I think, 17 points behind us. If not, maybe a bit less. Maybe after tomorrow they will be. Then we were the favourites. Then we dropped off a little bit. City became the favourites, and now everyone's saying we have to win the league again. So this league is fickle, and it can turn around quickly. We know that. We know, we drop points against Liverpool. City win their game. All of a sudden, it's 3 or 4 points. So I implore everyone to just stay calm. Don't get overexcited. This is what the opposition fans want us to do. No doubt Gary Neville and Carragher will be talking on the overlap about how Arsenal now have to go on and win the league. And look, until we actually go and do it, we can't actually say anything. If I tell rival fans now, we're going to do it, they'll say, but you always say that, and you haven't done it. You always bottle it. So we stay calm. We don't speak too much. We let things just play out as they do. City have got Brighton today. They've got a mad injury crisis at the back now. They're finally going through what we went through. They've got no Gvardiol, no Diaz, and I think their centre-backs, their second choice centre-backs, are quite poor at the moment. They're going to spend money in January, as they always do. They're probably going to buy a couple of players, Semenyo, Guehi, etc. But it shouldn't matter if we're on our game. Now, the Bournemouth game, just a quick note on that. Declan Rice was unbelievable. I don't know how he played, and better yet, I don't know how he managed to squeeze out that kind of performance just coming back from injury. We've said it on previous podcasts, and it's now being a bit more commercialised, being said a little bit more that he's the best midfielder in the world. And it's not got to a point where that's a controversial statement anymore. It just is a fact. The man can do it all. He's an old school centre midfielder. I think most people would now say he is someone who does it all. He's our de facto captain. We've been saying it for a while, and he's the best midfielder in the world. And what I love about him this year, and someone said it, I'm copying someone else's from another podcast now, is he started with us and he was kind of like, a bit shy, playing his game, but not really like barking orders out or really leading the team. He's got to a stage this year and he's just said, now we're winning it and I'm going to make sure we do. And he's pushing us forward in games like yesterday. It reminded me of what Rodri used to do for Man City. When Man City needed a couple of goals from somewhere, he would pop up with it. I think it was a couple of years ago Rodri was doing that, and it eventually led him to a Ballon d'Or. And I think the same thing can happen. The same thing can happen with Declan Rice. If we end up winning the league or even the Champions League, Declan Rice will probably be up for a Ballon d'Or, and definitely up for Player of the Season. Now looking ahead, Liverpool tomorrow night. We should beat them, and we owe them one, because do you remember those days where we were rubbish and they were going for leagues and they would step on our necks when we used to go to Anfield? We have to do the same. They're without Salah, they're without Isak. Ekitike apparently is fit, but he's not completely match fit. And we have a chance. They're coming to the Emirates. Just get all over them. Don't give them a minute to breathe. Like just early goals. I don't care. Set piece, whatever. Gabriel, get your head on it. Or Gyökeres, bundle your way through Van Dijk and Konate, but just smash them tomorrow. I know that doesn't sound very tactically adept, but that's what we got to do. We've got to just run through them, smash them tomorrow. They're coming off a pretty bad 2-2 draw. They conceded in the last second after thinking they were going to win the game. But yeah, guys, so Liverpool, we need to smash them tomorrow. If we can talk about a few players, just focus on a few players. I know we always do this every podcast, but I just want to focus on one or two. One of them being someone we haven't really spoken about. He's kind of gone unnoticed, but Zubimendi. He's just a maestro in the field. He reminds me of like a hybrid between Cesc Fabregas and Santi Cazorla. I'm picking out probably our two best Spanish players ever. He's just a hybrid between the two. He can set the pace of the match. He can drop back into six. But what we didn't realise, he can also score goals. He did it against Aston Villa. He's popped up with a couple of headers before that as well. He's just such an instrumental cog in that midfield, and he's made it now so that we have a world-class back four. We also now have a world-class midfield as well. In him, Rice and Ødegaard has also stepped up a little bit over the last couple of games. but just the way he controls football matches, the way he allows Rice to jump forward, the way he's that sort of anchor in defence. He wins the ball back for us. He's pretty good going forwards as well, and he just makes everything piece together. He's that missing piece that we didn't have in the centre mid. I know we had Partey last year, but Zubamendi's that missing cog that we didn't have, and he just pieces everything together really nicely. So yeah, he deserves a big shout out for his performances this season. Kind of gone unnoticed because of what Rice has done, but it hasn't gone unnoticed to us Arsenal fans. Secondary is we still have to talk about Gyökeres, you know. And here I am now. Here's where I am with Gyökeres now. I think we start him tomorrow because he's clearly a confidence player. He's clearly someone, if you drop him now, his head might just drop for the rest of the season. We know, we said it, he's not that good, and we have to change our expectations of what we want from him this year. He's not going to be 20 goals. It's going to be hopefully around 10 to 12 goals. But if he can do what he's been doing, which is creating the space for the others, you know, he had a vital bit of play to get this second goal against Bournemouth by just battering his way through the centre backs. If he can do that again, if he can do that with Van Dijk and Konate tomorrow and make space for Saka and Trossard on the wings, then fair play. But we need to get him going a little bit, start him again. And with that being said, let's go through the lineup for tomorrow. We'll go standard back four: Raya, Timber, aka the best right back in the world. We're going to go Saliba, aka one of the two best centre backs in the world, with Gabriel, of course. And we're going to go Nketiah because I think Calafiori is still not back. Nketiah's done a pretty good job. He can be a bit erratic, but at the end of the day, he's pretty good defensively, and he's got a decent cross on him as well. So that's the back four, best back four in the league. The centre mid kind of speaks for itself. We're going to go Rice, he's back now, Zubamendi, and then we're going to go Ødegaard playing in centre mid. And we're going to talk in a minute about someone who can replace Ødegaard but won't, which is Eze. So that's the three in midfield. And then up front, I'm going to go Trossard because he's clutch, and he was obviously rested midweek against Bournemouth, so now he can come back in. We're going to stick with Gyökeres over Jesus because I think he can do a good job for us. We need to get his confidence up, and we're going to go Starboy Saka. And I know everyone was gassing up you know, even I said it really, didn't I? I said we might think about at some point dropping Saka from Madueke, who played really well against Bournemouth. But you just saw Saka comes on. His first couple of movements, they're just efficient. He gets an assist straight away, and that's what he's about. GNA, he gets it done for us, and he's our best player still. All the chat about everyone else, Saka's our best player, no doubt. Up front, Gyökeres, let's get his confidence up. Now, onto a more sort of controversial topic. Eze. What has happened to Eze, and what has happened to the relationship between him and Arteta? Because he hasn't started the last 4 Premier League games. He's barely come on for us. And here's my view on it. Eze is a luxury player. He's someone who doesn't play probably with that same ferocity, that same intensity as a typical Mikel Arteta player. And he had a moment in the Aston Villa game when we lost 2-1 where he dropped off and lost his fullback, and they ended up scoring. And Arteta is a strange old man. 1 or 2 of those instances, and you instantly go down in his book as someone who's maybe not as intense or as defensively apt, because you know he likes his wingers to be defensively aware and capable as well. And Eze showed that day that he wasn't. He didn't have the right mindset maybe for that kind of move from the opposition. And I don't know what it is, whether there's something in training, whether it's the games altogether, that Arteta's just seen something that's telling him this guy isn't showing me the level of intensity that I need, and that the other players that I can play would show me in order to win this league. Is it a lesson right now? Is he letting him sit? Is he letting him sit on the bench and watch as the players he picks actually put in that kind of effort that he demands, right? He says there's non-negotiables, and I think effort and intensity is one of them. But here's the issue: that's not what Eze's game, and I don't think it ever can be his game, because he's too old now to change. He can show effort and intensity, but he's a maverick. And what is the one thing that Arteta's probably shown that he hasn't been able to manage so far is managing maverick players who don't quite have that level of defensive attentiveness as much as they do going forwards. Eze is probably our most unique player in the sense that the way he can drift through matches, he can dribble, he can beat a man, he can score a goal. We saw that against Spurs, but he doesn't have that intensity. And for me, I don't know what the way out is, because he's not going to change, and Arteta's not going to change his principles. So is it going to be a case of Eze's just going to have to do something extra special, and like when he does get a chance, score a banger or put a couple of assists together to start getting himself a run in the team? Because right now I don't see where he can fit in. It's sad to say, right? Because he's a sick player, but I don't see where he fits in. He doesn't fit in where Ødegaard plays. He won't start ahead of Trossard. He can't play deeper in midfield. He doesn't really play on the right wing, so he doesn't start. And until he shows Arteta something of the same ilk that the other guys are showing him, because the other guys are pure Arteta, you know, like teacher's pets. Ødegaard is Arteta's pet. The other guys show levels of intensity, so Arteta loves them. Eze's not got that, so I don't know. It's a confusing one. We've said it before that it's going to be a period of adjustment for both. And right now, whilst we're top of the league and 6 points clear, Arteta's he's vindicated, right, for not starting Eze. But I hope at some point there's going to come a turning point where either something changes or something clicks with Arteta, makes him feel he needs to play this player, give him a chance, rotate him a little bit, get him involved. But as it stands, his peak, it's not good, because I love Eze as a player, but I don't see him right now fitting into this starting lineup whilst we're winning games and playing the way we do. Hopefully he gets a chance against Portsmouth. Anyways, City tonight, they've got injury problems. Let's hope they drop points, because if they drop points again, I was watching Pep's press conference yesterday, he's stressed. The scratch marks on the head, he's lost even more hair follicles, he's pissed off. He thought they were chasing us down, it ended up being reversed, and now they're 6 points back again with injuries. They're going to sign players like we know, but if they can drop points again today and we can pick up another point, more points against Liverpool, then Jesus Christ. I'm not getting excited, but Jesus Christ, we can do it. Alright guys, AFC and DXB I will post after the Arsenal game as well. It's like a pre-match for the Portsmouth game, which obviously isn't as important, but it'll be a post-match for the Liverpool game. Like and subscribe guys, let's hope for 3 more points tomorrow night. Let's go.